Do you ever feel like no one truly gets you? It's like you're shouting into a void and only hearing an echo back. But what if I told you that you have the power to change that? Not just for yourself, but for everyone you meet. Yes, you can become the most understanding person in the room. And it's not some superpower. It's a skill, a practice. And it starts with one simple, yet incredibly difficult action: listening. I'm not just talking about hearing words. Listening without your mind already formulating a reply. Without that voice in your head that's eager to jump in with, well, this is listening without judgment. Their heart heavy, their voice trembling. A mistake they made. The temptation is to immediately offer a solution. To tell them what they did wrong or what they should do next. But what if instead you just held that space for them? You nodded. You made eye contact. Through your silence and your presence, that you are there. That's where the magic happens. When we feel heard without being judged, we feel safe. And in that safety, we find the courage to be vulnerable, to untangle our own thoughts, and often to find our own solutions. It's a gift you give someone, the gift of being seen for who they are, mess and all, without a scorecard. The next time someone opens up to you, bite your tongue. You'll be amazed at the connection you build. I know what some of you might be thinking. If I'm always understanding and compassionate, won't people just walk all over me? Let's get one thing straight. Compassion is not weakness. In fact, it's one of the greatest strengths you can possess. True compassion isn't about being a doormat or blindly agreeing with everything. It's about having the strength to see the humanity in someone else, even when you disagree with them, even when they've made a mistake, even when they've hurt you. It takes immense courage to look at a situation, acknowledge the pain or the anger, and choose empathy over retaliation. The most respected figures in history, but by their capacity for understanding. Compassion means having boundaries. It means you can say, I understand why you feel that way, but this behavior is not acceptable. You're not validating the negative action. You're validating the human being behind it. It's a strength that allows you to navigate conflict with grace. Weakness is letting your ego and your anger control your reactions. Strength is choosing compassion, even when it's the harder path. It's the firm, quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can handle any situation with integrity and a clear heart. To truly grasp this, we need to internalize a fundamental truth. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is fighting a battle you know nothing about. That person who cut you off in traffic. Maybe they're rushing to the hospital. Perhaps they just received some terrible news. They might be wrestling with anxiety or depression that they don't know how to talk about. We see people's highlight reels on social media. We see the polished exterior they present to the world, but we rarely see the behind-the-scenes struggles. We see the anger, but not the fear beneath it. We see the arrogance, but not the insecurity that fuels it. We are all like icebergs. What's visible on the surface is just a tiny fraction of what lies beneath. Once you truly accept this, it changes everything. It replaces irritation with curiosity. Instead of thinking, what's wrong with that person? You start to wonder, I wonder what's going on with that person. This shift in perspective is transformative. It doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it explains it. And with that explanation comes a path toward understanding. It allows you to give others the grace that you yourself would want on your worst day. Because we all have those days, don't we? Days when we aren't our best selves, when our unseen battles get the better of us. Remembering this is the key to unlocking a deeper, more profound empathy for the world around you. So we've talked about listening, about strength, about seeing the unseen. But where does all of this start? It doesn't start by looking outward. It starts by looking inward. The journey to becoming a more understanding person begins with understanding yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot offer to others the grace and compassion you refuse to give yourself. How can you listen without judgment to someone else if you are constantly judging yourself? How can you see the hidden struggles in others if you refuse to acknowledge your own? This is the most crucial step. Take the time to get to know yourself. What are your insecurities? Sit with your own discomfort. Acknowledge your own mistakes without shame. When you have looked into your own shadows and accepted the imperfect, complex, beautiful human being you are, it becomes infinitely easier to see that same complexity in others. Understanding yourself is like building a sturdy foundation. Without it, any attempts to understand others will be shaky and unstable. When you are at peace with who you are, you no longer need validation from others. You can enter a conversation without your ego on the line, ready to defend itself. You can listen because you're genuinely curious, not because you're waiting for your turn to prove a point. Self-awareness is the bedrock of empathy. Spend just 5 minutes in quiet reflection. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now and why? Be honest. This inner work is the most powerful thing you can do to change how you relate to everyone else. So let's bring it all together. Becoming the most understanding person in the room isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's a conscious choice you make in every interaction. It's the choice to listen before you speak. It's the choice to see strength and compassion. It's the choice to remember the unseen battles. And most importantly, it's the choice to start by understanding and being kind to yourself. This isn't just about being a nice person. This is about building deeper, more meaningful connections. It's about creating a world with less conflict and more collaboration. It's about becoming a safe harbor for the people in your life. And in doing so, you'll find that the understanding you give to others comes back to you, filling your own life with more peace, more love, and more genuine connection. You have this power within you. Start using it today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button. You can consider subscribing for more content on building a more connected and meaningful life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What S1 step you can take today to be more understanding? Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.